friend, welcome back to a message for you. This is the extended to the short I just did. I had a channel come in today. As a matter of fact, I've had the song by Madonna, Take a Bow, coming through my head for a while, and I'm just like, okay, this has nothing to do with my life. I don't understand the words I'm listening to, and I'm like, okay, I'm going to channel through this and see if it's something, and it is. This is a message for somebody in a really bad relationship. You are in the midst of realizing that there's something going on. Maybe you feel a lot of confusion and you've been really confused lately and you've been realizing I shouldn't be this confused this much. Why does my head hurt this much? There's some form of toxicity going around you, whether it's in a relationship with a friend's family or significant other. This actually feels like a significant other because I do have the words from Take a Bow in there. And one of them is, say your lies, but do you believe them? Do you mean what you say when no one's around? So this is telling me that somebody is being very heavily verbally abused, and you're starting to realize that when they're in public, they treat you one way, but when you're at home, they treat you another way. And I have a feeling that whatever is going on, this person you're with is cheating with a friend. They are cheating with a friend, and I have a feeling that this is probably a close friend now. If this is a close friend, we don't act out, we don't do anything like that because, you know, we don't need to do that. We need to cry, we need to feel this, but we don't need to go out and hurt other people. We need to go to the smash room and scream and yell, okay? Because when you act out against that person, you're bringing bad karma in for you. You're bringing your body out of balance, which brings in karma to look and see how it's going to balance you out. And if you're reacting in a way that isn't justified, karma's not going to balance you out appropriately. They're going to go, you know, because here's the thing. If you're looking at someone going, listen, you did this, and this is broken up, this, and this, and da-da-da-da-da-da, and you're legitimately being valid in the things you say, and you're not being saucy, and you're not being, you know, out of control and in your feelings. If you're just legitimately looking at them going, yeah, dude, you're the reason why we got a divorce, dropping it and leaving it, because that's the true at the core. Karma's going to come in and go, man, well, you know what? They got the truth. So, okay. And karma won't even need to come in there because karma will look at that and go, yeah, we don't even have to worry about that right now because this person is going in the right direction of where their energy needs to be. Okay? So we don't act out, we just walk away. And I know it hurts on the inside, and you know, there are so many things you can do. You can type it out, you can write it out, you can scream it out, pick any other way than physically going to the person, because that's not going to help you. That's just going to knock you off course and literally level you down to the people that are hurting you, because that's the point. You don't want to bring yourself in pain down to the level of people that are hurting you, because that's not justifiable. That's not balanced. That is out of control. And that's the problem, is this is a relationship out of control. This is, yes, excuse me, I'm sorry, I apologize. This is a person knocking into people and stuff and not apologizing and not caring if something breaks, even if it's fragile, like my leaves. They don't care, and they don't care that the human being and the person is fragile. And this may be somebody who's been in a relationship for about 20 years or so, just realizing that, shit, this is not normal. You know, I'm not seeing somebody, this is not like this is a person who's been in this relationship for about 7 years, 5 to 7 years, you know. Maybe you've been in it 3 years, but this is not 3 months, you know. Because if it's 3 months, you're already getting out of it and going, oh, yeah, I just know. But this is where you are. And these are the songs. The next song they came up was What the Hell by Avril Lavigne. And for me, what they were saying is, you're going to notice this, okay? And whatever you do, do not start acting out. And when you break up with this person, do not act out. Do not start cheating with their friends. Do not start addictive bad behaviors. Do not start being addicted to someone else to cope with what is going on, because that's just going to lead you down that path of getting down to their level, which doesn't bring you up to your best, to your I'm being told karmic best, to your balanced best that you need. And then you have the song by Flyleaf, All Around Me, and the song Toxic by Britney Spears. And that tells me that you are so enveloped in this that this is possible that you might run out and act out. But try not to do that, because this toxicity is all around you, and what you have to do is you have to get out of it. You have to come down to the yellow. You have to come down to cold plate. You have to come down to the rain and the water and the gray, and you have to sit in reality. And that reminds me of this. This is exactly what they're asking you to do. You need to come down into the hermit and down into reality, so that you can step back, and stop looking in the sun, so that you can see what you're doing. Because if you're staring like this in the sun, you can't see the stars. And the point is you need to be able to see the stars so that you can see where you're going, because the moon is always going to light your path. And whether it's a full moon or a new moon, as long as there aren't too terribly many clouds, you're always going to be able to see the North Star, right? You're always going to be able to see that star that you need to guide your way. And it's really, really important, because this human being in your life, whomever they are, has really, really flipped you upside down. You are so unbalanced, and you are trying to attain that balance, but you can't, because your head is upside down, and you constantly feel like your brain has flip-flopped. And I'm here to tell you it's because you're cycling around. You're cycling around in fight or flight. And that's what they're telling me. You're trying to grab your balance, but you're constantly upside down. And the only way to do that is to step back and notice this is balanced and this is unbalanced. And once you notice this is balanced, you start doing the things that are balanced, and slowly it tips you upside down, which then allows you to stop staring at the sun, which then allows you to see the stars so you can see where you're going. Because this person is driving you crazy. They are blinding you. They're telling you they are the moon and the stars, and they are not. They are not the moon and the stars. They are this. They are, here's the sun, stare into it. Instead of, here's the moon in the dark, and you can see everything that is illuminated by the moon. Because that's what the truth is. The dark is the truth, and that's what you're afraid of. I also have a channeled message here. And the channeled message responds to the songs that were here. Now, I do advise everybody to please listen to these songs. Take whatever words stick out to you, write them down and take them. We have Take a Bow by Madonna, What the Hell by Avril Lavigne, Toxic by Britney Spears, All Around Me by Flyleaf, and Yellow by Coldplay. And the message that I channeled in is the following. Your Coldplay at leaving this toxic situation. They were really yellow, and all the sad songs they wrote for you, you had your turn with this toxic person, and now it's time for you to exit this situation through the great egress. Yellow and blue is abusive, whether on the face, the soul, the ego, the shadow, the darkness, the light. You're still, oh yeah, you're still the one. They will try to sweet talk you back with tears and promises, but you know that beer will be back in their hands, and look how they shine. Look how they shine for you. But you know the anger behind that sunshine, and you don't want it anymore, which is why you're leaving. Which is why this situation is leaving, which is why you're leaving this situation. Now, basically what this means is you're Coldplay at leaving this toxic situation. You have realized what is going on, and you are ready to leave. You're leaving it. You're just done playing. You're cold. You're done. You're Coldplay at doing this. You notice it's toxic and you're going. You're making those preparations. They were all yellow, and all the sad songs they wrote for you. Every time you try to leave, every time they notice you're going to leave, every time they notice you get a clue, they get all sad and everything. Something is coming over me that doesn't want me to say this. Hail Mary, full of grace, the Lord is with thee. Blessed art thou amongst women, and blessed is the fruit of thy womb, Jesus. Holy Mary, Mother of God, pray for us sinners now and at the hour of our death. Amen. You had your turn. Okay. They were all yellow in all the sad songs they wrote for you. They're going to try to do all the pretty words they possibly can to get you back. So they may write you music. They may write you poetry. They may write you the most beautiful long text that you've ever heard about how much they love you and you love them and you've always been the flower of their tree and da 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 to try to get you back. And that reminds me of the Lisa Loeb's song, You Say, I only hear what I want to. I don't listen hard. I don't pay attention to the distance that you're running to anyone, anywhere. I don't understand if you really care. I'm only hearing negatives. No, 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 no. Which is a song about a woman leaving an abusive relationship, an abusive man, saying, well, you never listen to me. You don't hear me at all. And then she's saying, oh, no, I hear absolutely every single word that you're saying. And you are absolutely hearing every single way in these sweet, sweet songs and poems and long prose that this person is saying. You're seeing where they're trying to get you back by acting in a better behavior that is love bomby and not realistic. You know, you see where they're trying to do that and you're going, I don't want this. And you're distancing yourself. You're taking your energy away, which is what you should do. You should take your energy away. You had your turn with this toxic person and now it's time for you to exit this situation through the great egress. And that's true. It's time for you to leave. It's time for you to leave because the great egress comes from P.T. Barnum. You know, you would go through the sideshow and at some point there'd be a big door that says this way to the great egress and it was out to through the side alley and you were done with the show. You are done with the show, and that's where you are. You are leaving by the great egress. Not many people know what an egress is, but you know what? You do, and you know that's the way out, and that's where you're going to go because that's what you need to do. You know, you've had your turn with this person. Other people were in your situation before you, and you're realizing that you're the lucky one that's getting out. You're the lucky one that's getting out of this situation. You're scathed. You're going to need some time to heal and recover. And because you've been, you know, your son has been taken away, you know, you're living in the dark. You're going to need some time to heal, you know, so that you can then radiate in the sun because little by little you will. But, you know, you're done with this. You're ready to leave this. And it doesn't matter how many prose and sad songs, you're done with it. And you understand that you're one of many in a line. And you know that this is not the kind of thing where you can just go out and tell the next person he's with, because this is a person that you're gonna, like, it doesn't matter what happens to the next person because you have to save yourself. This is not the kind of situation where, oh, I'm gonna warn her. No, you're not gonna warn her because you didn't believe anyone. And the people that did tell you, they weren't the last people that dated him because he's so toxic. He, she, they are so toxic that this person can't. I feel really and truly that this is a man who is very toxic, to be very honest, because I feel this very strong energy, but it could be a very strong masculine woman too. So take it how it resonates, you know? But you know, we're talking bartenders. We're talking waitresses that take you aside to say, hey, this was what happened in his last relationship and we haven't seen her since. And when we do see her, she's very scared. And like, we're talking that, you know, I'm being shown like a waitress who's a friend with your guy's ex, and they're on Facebook, and this ex has now had to leave the state in order to get away. You know what I'm saying? This is not normal. This is stalky. This is creepy. Matter of fact, the song "Creep" is on my TV by Radiohead because I was listening to that this is a creeper. This is a stalker. This goes beyond narcissism. This goes more into this sociopathy area. Okay, so this is not normal. Okay, yellow and blue is a bruise, whether on the face, the soul, or the ego, or the shadow. And basically what that is telling me is this is a person that probably hit you. And if they didn't physically punch you and cause bruises, then they physically punched your soul. They verbally punched your soul. They did as many things that they could do to make you doubt yourself, your eyes, and everything else. And they just puts you in this area of self it's like the gravity was too heavy and you were always on the floor. And no matter how much you tried to get up off the floor, you couldn't, because they were making you yellow and blue. What they're doing is abusive and bringing you down. But you're able to rise now because you're pushing their energies away. And remember, this black and blue, this yellow and blue that makes green, which makes a bruise, that's not just physical. That's on your soul. That's on your ego. That's on your shadow. That's on your soul path. That's how you're going to be affected in the future. And that's what brings me back up here to addictive bad behavior and being addicted to somebody, because it's very easy to get out of this and then meet somebody who seems nice, and now you're starting to get addicted to other people who are treating you nice because you just can't cope with, because you need that feeling to feel better, because this has been so hard. And I'm being told this is real super hard for you. You're still, oh yeah, you're still the one. They will try to sweet talk you back with tears and promises, okay? But you know that beer will still be back in their hands. Now, this was interesting how this came up. So this could be somebody that you know is an alcoholic. Don't go back. You know they're not going to stop. Whatever it is that they put in their hand that makes them crazy, you know they're fine without it, but they're not fine with it, leave. Just go. It's not getting better, and there's not anything you can do to make it better. That's the first thing I want to tell you that Spirit is telling me. You're not going to be able to make that better. Cut your losses now. And I know that I am literally looking at you and saying, stop trying, because you need to. And I'm literally being told that I have to be this harsh because this is the harsh truth you need to hear. He, she, they are not going to stop drinking for you. They're not going to stop drinking that, whatever that makes them crazy, and they're always going to act like this because that's the kind of drunk they are, and they're not going to stop it because they're unwilling to deal with their own feelings and emotions. But you know this, and unless you want to get trapped into the strange cycle of abuse where you're trying to fix somebody who doesn't want to be fixed, you have to get out of that now. Because it's not safe for you, and it's not safe for the kids, it's not safe for anybody else within, dogs, animals, whatever. And now getting back to the person who's more of a psychopath, he's going to start love bombing you again. He's going to start trying to glow as brightly he's going to try to glow brighter than the sun. And he's going to come back with promises. Oh, baby, I'm not going to hit you again. I'm not going to do this again. I'm not going to verbally abuse you again. I'm not going to drink again. I'm not going to whatever. But because you can tell that he is so brightly lit like the sun that this calmness that he is exuding is not actually calm. It's anger. Maybe, 10 months ago, you might have seen this as him trying to get better. But now you know that if you go back tomorrow, you're going to be, you're going to have a broken arm. I mean, this is how serious this is. Take a bow has been coming through my head for like a week now. And the parts say goodbye. Say goodbye, say goodbye. I mean, this is a video about a woman who's being abused by a man who gets taken out by a bull. I'm pretty sure she had the bull take him out. She paid the bull. That's funny, Spirit. Okay. Look how they shine for you, but the anger behind that sunshine. And that's what I was just talking about. That's, when they come back to you and they glow so brightly as the sun, that's just their pure anger. And you don't want it anymore, which is why you're leaving. And it's not that they're leaving, you're leaving. You're leaving the situation. You're putting this situation, their situation, and that's why they're leaving. But it's not them leaving. It's why you're leaving. It's why you're going away from this situation and saying, I can't be here anymore. And I don't want to be here anymore because it's not mentally sane. This is mentally abusive. It's mentally abusive to me. It's mentally abusive to everybody around me. I don't have my friends anymore. And if I call them and say, listen, I need help getting out, are they really going to want to help me? Yes, the friends that will. If you know that friend that when you call them and say, I know that you hate me right now, but this is what happened, and I'm pretty sure that this person took me away from you. It's not what I wanted. I don't know what happened. Can you please tell me? Like if they pit this person against you, triangular gaslighting, look it up. It's a thing. It's where an abuser makes you believe something about a friend, or a friend believes something about you, so that you lose your support system. And they will do this with every single friend that you have. And that's what I'm being told has happened here. This is a very abusive situation. But you're waking up to it, and you are ready to leave from it. And you just need the validation to know that you're doing the right thing, and you are. You know, you just need and there you go. You know you're doing the right thing, and you just need the validation of your clairvoyance that you're having in this moment. You just need that confidence to go. You just need this validation and confidence. That's exactly what it is, validation and confidence. You just need this validation and confidence to go, that you know that you're going in the right direction. And I want you to know that you are. You are. This is your validation that you're not wrong in the position, in the way that you're moving. You're not wrong in the feelings and emotions that you don't want to go towards. You are going towards a space of isolation in the hermit for yourself. Doesn't mean you're not going to have friends. It just means you're not going to have any romantic interests for a while, because you have part of yourself that you have to heal and balance. And that's where the confidence comes in. You need to have this confidence, you know, not need, but you should have. No, you want this confidence. So take it. Take your confidence, because it's yours, okay? This is your validation that you are going in the exact direction that you are supposed to be going. So have confidence in this decision, because you're doing the right thing. And before we go, let's say a prayer to dear divine archangel, archangels and blessed mother. Please surround everybody listening to this with the white light of your love and protection, and the wings of your love and protection. And dear sweet divine, please help seal our thoughts and our plans from people who don't need to hear them right now, because they're private and they're to help us and not them, because we're trying to steer away from these energies and push them away. And our angels' wings will always help push them away. We just have to ask. So please surround whoever is listening to this with the white light of your love and protection. Thank you. Blessed be everybody. 222-444 on the timer. Anyway, good night. God bless you. I love you. Be good, behave, be happy, and remember to always be yourself. And I love you.